Hello there, people of the grid. It's a beautiful day outside, middle of the week. I figured instead of taking lunch, I'm going to take a haircut. I'm going to go get that done, and then I'll be back in the office for the afternoon. Got a lot to update you on. I've been working on that little app, the Beats app, that breaks a day into a new type of time layout. I think I'm going to call it a wrap. I'm going to, if I have time, I won't have time tonight. I'll start the research tonight. I'm going to post it up to the App Store and see how it does. It's just a little fun thing. It's really more about me picking up the view controller and stuff and how it all works inside of the latest Xcode with Swift. And I've got a few projects now that I'm going to start kicking off because there's some other things that I want to pick up and just get refreshed with, yeah, from a programming perspective. But right now, haircut. And haircut's done. Back to the office. Finish off the rest of the day, pick up kids at the end of school. Ooh, Ethan's got to pack for New York tonight. It's going to be a busy night. Hey there, people of the grid. I'm hanging out in front of the Tesla store. Time is it? 6:30. So Amelia is way over on that side. I have a meeting way over on that side, but my meeting isn't for another hour and 15 minutes. So I thought I'm going to pit stop here. I'll get through some emails. I'll charge a little bit because they've got charging set up right out front, which is awesome. I'll go to my meeting and then I got to come back across and pick Amelia up. Yeah. Ethan's packing tonight. He got a haircut too. He's going to New York City. That's tomorrow morning. It's going to be an early morning tomorrow. We have to be at the airport with him at 5 a.m. Now, they're only doing that because they got like a group of, I don't know, 25 or 30. So they want everybody there with plenty of time to clear customs and, you know, all of that stuff. Give people time to get there. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. So getting him to the airport, all of that. I wanted to chat with you guys about this little app I've been creating. I'm pretty excited about it. Number one, because it sort of renewed this passion I've always had for programming. I've always loved it. I haven't done it for many years. You know, I started out way back. I did assembly, coding, I did Fortran, I did COBOL. I did a lot of COBOL. Then I moved into C and C++ and Java, started doing some web stuff, and all along doing database connectivity, doing data manipulation and analytics. I was kind of the data guy. And then I got into consulting and moved into integration work and architecture work and security work and all of that fun stuff, and sort of sidestepped away from coding. I still did a bit of scripting, but not true coding. I did it as a hobby once in a while, and I had this project that I wanted to tackle, a real simple one really. I just thought it was the coolest thing, and that's this beatZtime. So let's rewind the clock. Let's rewind back to, I think, the mid-90s. See, in the mid-90s, there was a fella out of MIT, Nicholas Negroponte, very cool dude. He actually was involved in the One Laptop Per Child project that when I was at Red Hat, we were plugged into that, sending laptops to third world countries where kids just didn't have any tech, and making it possible for them not only to have technology, but to access the internet and use it to learn and connect with kids in classrooms all over the planet. Pretty cool. That was Linux based, and it, you know, it was a neat project. In the 90s, Swatch came up, and Swatch and Nicholas Negroponte came up with this idea of beatZtime. It's not the first time that's come up. The French have done a digital time, but Swatch really took it one step forward. It never carried, but that's where I'm stepping in now in 2019. I'm here to make it stick. See, what Swatch did was they said, let's come up with a new time, because the internet was getting popular and people were chatting with friends all over the planet, but they had to synchronize time. They still had to figure out, well, 7 p.m. my time is actually 1 a.m. your time, so that doesn't work. So there's always conversions with time that had to go on, and it was terrible. So what Swatch thought was, if we come up with a universal time, a beatZtime, divide the day into 1,000 beats, and we'll just say, you know, at 0 is the beginning of the day at midnight, and then 12 p.m. or high noon, that would be 500 beats, and then back around, you know, just before midnight, that would be 999 beats, and then it would start all over again the next day. 1,000 beats per day, roughly about 40 beats per hour. Works out to 86.4 seconds to a beat. You do the math. I think pretty sure that's what it is. So that's what they came up with. Now, Swatch, in their wisdom, they said, you know, it's all about us. This is our idea mostly. So why don't we set the reference time, instead of being Greenwich, why don't we set the reference time to the head office and the headquarters of Swatch, which is in Biel, Switzerland. And that's what they did, which is UTC plus 1 hour. So Beats back then was based off of UTC plus 1 in Switzerland, and they pushed it out onto their digital swatches of the time. Sold a few watches. So it was a successful marketing campaign, but it didn't stick. And then I see this thing and I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. I love the idea of Beats. And then I was looking for apps, and there's not a whole lot out there. There's really nothing. So it was my idea to create this app, and that's what I've done. I've created an app. It just tells you the beatZtime, but I made a few improvements. See, I aligned it to Greenwich. The military uses a Zulu time reference. Zulu just stands for Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. It's a French-English thing. UTC at Greenwich, which is zero reference time. So I figured instead of offsetting it by any time or picking an arbitrary, I thought of picking my time zone as the arbitrary, because I'm the tech lead, I'm the app author, I could do that. I thought, no, that's kind of selfish. Let's go with what everybody's using right now, is the Coordinated Universal Time from Greenwich. So my Beats app still has 1,000 beats in a day, but it's counting from Greenwich. And so any offset for wherever you're at, I mean, you're offsetting from Greenwich is what you're doing. So their 0 hour, 0 beats there, which is midnight, will be 0 beats here, but it won't be midnight. It could be middle of the day, depending on how far away you are from Greenwich. I'm GMT plus 7. We do daylight savings time and offset from that. Zulu time, or my Zulu beats, it doesn't do that. There is no daylight issues. There's no changing of time. It is just always so many beats. Regardless of where you are on the planet, the beats number will be the same. So my intent is to build this app just a little bit more, and I'll give you a quick tour of it. Basically, I've got one screen that shows the beatZtime, and then I added a couple of themes. If you swipe if you swipe left, you'll get kind of a gray theme, and if you swipe left again, you'll get a dark theme. And then if you go back and back, you'll get the white theme. So that's all it does for right now. I think what I'll add is a little meter along the side that'll sort of reference to your time zone where you are. It'll say, you know, at 8 a.m. your local time, this is the beats for you. At noon your time, this is the beats for you. And then you can kind of really quickly do some guesstimating or analysis of, if you want to meet somebody at what used to be 4 p.m. your time, well, how many beats is that? You'll quickly see on the little, almost like a temperature graph I'll put on the side. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy with it. It pulled me in, and it pulled me in at a perfect time. See, when I looked at this a few years ago, I had just started my time at Apple. And at Apple, as a developer, anything you write, any code you write, belongs to Apple. And so I thought, you know what? I'm not going to write any code right now. Anything I want to do, I don't want it to belong to Apple. I want it to be mine. So I'm just going to wait and sit tight. Not to mention, it was the early days of, you know, Xcode was still coming out in iterations every year. Swift had come on the scene and was evolving somewhere in my time there. And it was early days. And so it's just gotten better and better. And it continues to get better every year. So my thinking was, when I'm done at Apple and when I move on to the next big thing, then I can actually start doing a little bit of this development work on the side and not have to worry about, you know, any controversy or anything. So here we are. We've got an app. What I'm going to do next is figure out how to get it up onto the Apple Store. I've never actually submitted an app, although, like I said, I've been involved with other developers, and you know, they've submitted. In my town here is a really cool company called Robots and Pencils. They make some cool games and some cool educational stuff. So they've got a ton of stuff on the App Store. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to throw that out there. It's going to be cheap. It'll be like $1 or whatever. And then we're just going to write a few more little apps. So if you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. Let me know what would be interesting to you that doesn't exist maybe, and maybe we'll tackle it. What else? Oh, YouTube comments. What's up, YouTube? So in an effort to protect children everywhere, because as you know, the comment section of some people's videos can get pretty nasty. Mine, thankfully, you guys are a great group of people. It's a great community. For the most part, everybody's really well behaved and nice in the comments. Thank you for that, because sometimes my kids read those comments. I tell them not to, sometimes they do. So what I wanted to tell you is that whenever you push a video up now, by default, comments are turned off. And what YouTube did is they just turned comments off of every single video on my channel and many other channels. And so instead of me going through 800 plus videos one at a time, YouTube doesn't even have a mass bulk change. So I was thinking of if I could do it programmatically, and I can. There's actually other people that have written JavaScript and websites that do it. I just don't want to give them my password. So you can do it in bulk, but whatever. Going forward, I'll just remember when I publish a video to turn the comments on. Yeah, so let me know. I'm going through this not by myself. I'm going to take Ethan and Amelia and Samantha and Melissa and just teach them about programming a little bit, computational thinking. It's more my thing than theirs, but I want them to know about it too. So that's it. It's getting dark out here. It's still winter cold. It's kind of fluctuating between extreme cold to comfortable. So after about 9 p.m. it goes to extreme cold until about 10 a.m. Then it starts, you know, when the sun's out, it starts getting a little more comfortable. So it's getting better. We're getting closer to spring. I can't wait for spring. Anyways, just wanted to catch up with you guys and give you that update. We'll see if we can get some video from New York while Ethan's out there. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. For now, Miker out.